What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Dauntless Outdoors. Today's episode, we were diving out of Bradenton, Florida. This is about 2 different dive trips put together. So this first trip is just me and Ben. We're diving beginning of American Red season, just looking around trying to find some. But unfortunately we didn't find any this day, but still had a good day. Got to dive some nice ledges and rocks and stuff like that. This first spot is some boulders and about 84 feet, I think. And as you see, already down here on the bottom, just looking around, hoping to find a nice mangrove snapper. The viz wasn't great, so we couldn't see the whole area or a lot of the fish. So I kind of just picked the biggest one that swam past and took a shot because we were moving out anyways. So landed a very good holding shot on this fish. He's not going anywhere. And just swim on up to the surface with this fish. So, great first fish of the day for me. So this is still the same day. Now we're headed down to the bottom. It is 110 feet to the bottom here. Diving a ledge, looking for those ARs and stuff. And as you see, a couple nice mangroves right in front of me, so I decided to take the shot on one of the biggest ones there. Finally turns there, gives me a nice shot. Try to follow him over to this ledge, but kind of runs up under there, so I didn't feel like messing with it on this dive. Just tried to pull him up, but unfortunately he wasn't going to come out of that ledge, so grabbed the gun and swim on up to the surface. And you'll see here in a second, get up to the surface, and that fish makes its way out of the ledge on its own. Pretty long dive, about 1 minute and 50 seconds to 109 feet, so not bad. Yeah, nice mang. So this is still that same day out with Ben. Headed back down to this same ledge. The jug is off of it by about 20 feet or so. So head down to the bottom, make sure you're off the ledge, and typically you crawl your way over to the ledge and there's still fish that are not spooked from you swimming down. So make my way down here, looking around, doing a little bit of grunting here and there, and all of a sudden big lemon shark comes out of nowhere, and decided to give him a poke because Ben said he saw one last dive, and it kind of spooks you out a little bit. Didn't have the greatest viz, it was pretty dark down there, and I poked that one off, and there was another one on the bottom, so definitely a good call to head on up to the surface. Alrighty, so now this is the new day. We are diving with pretty much the whole crew, got everybody out looking around for American Red Snapper, and this is a spring we have in 100 feet. Typically there's a good bit more fish on this hole, but we weren't seeing that much, so I just did one more drop to about 95 feet here, and a nice American Red swims under me, get a really good holding shot through the gills, and I knew he wasn't going to pull off, and if you've ever shot one, you know they're pretty hard fighters, so I decided to just let him stay down there and pull him up, but unfortunately a shark got him right after I shot it, so kind of sad there, but that would have been my first landed one. So we just kept moving this day, and now we're at a barge. You've probably seen us dive before. It's in about 85, 86 feet, so now I'm down to the bottom. Typically we're diving the other side of this, but on this day we saw some fish on this little part here, so decided to swim up under here. I knew these American Reds were up under there. You can see the one's outline pretty far up under here, and do a little bit of grunting, turn sideways, get a really nice holding shot. I try to pull right there, but he is really strong, so he's pulling me back up under there. So I had my way up to the surface. Colin followed me down on this dive just because I did a dive before it and I knew that fish was under there, so I had a feeling I was going to get shot on him. And Colin gives it a tug, but you'll definitely want to see what happens here on the surface. Pretty scary. Definitely would be a bad situation if there wasn't another buddy diver here. So that was a pretty scary situation there. Colin got back in the boat. Definitely not a good idea to keep diving after you've had a situation like that happen. That is called a loss of motor control, LMC for short. It's pretty scary when it first happens to you. You lose control over pretty much everything. You can still somewhat remember what happens, but definitely don't remember everything. But as you see here, looking at this fish, but my GoPro dies right there, and I didn't get it on film. So Ben heads down to the bottom here. He's all breathed up. He's helping me out. Saves me a dive here. Looks up under here. He assesses the situation and decides that he's not going to have a chance to pull that fish back through the area that I shot him. He's just swam way too far left under the barge. So he goes over to where the fish is and grabs the shaft right before the fish. You can see both the floppers are open, so the fish is not coming off. Gives it a couple tugs, it comes free, and as you see, he just twists that fish off the shaft. Got pretty lucky that the shaft, or the floppers didn't open and that fish actually came off, but awesome recovery dive.
He's probably 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 9 pounds, 8 pounds.
Alrighty, y'all. That last dive there was pretty crazy. That is why you always buddy dive. You can't really go deeper than about 50 feet and be safe while you're still out there. So definitely recommend always buddy diving. If you don't, you're kind of playing a fool's game. You're going to end up getting yourself killed at some point. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.